Anyone else? Do we have any kind of motion regarding this item?
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion.
All right, Mr. Wise.
I'd like to make a motion that we permanently close the courts, the basketball courts, and look at partnering with possibly the Rock or Clayton County Parks and Recreation to provide the good players a safe place to play.
Okay. Do we have a second to that motion?
Second.
Second by Mr. Powell. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed? I'm opposed. Okay.
Mayor, we need some guidance
Okay.
as to, is it an administrative decision to reopen the park? We will coordinate with the chief, with some of the residents. We need to know the radius that council wants us to go. Do you want a mile around the park? How do you want that to look? And we can coordinate getting out postcards to those residents over there to schedule a meeting down there, as well as a meeting, subsequent meeting with the church and a meeting with First Baptist Church. Pastor Blackaby did send in some correspondence to the mayor and about some ideas that they had, but he was unable to attend.
Right.
That's why some of the gentlemen were here tonight.
I think that's something we probably need to handle from City Hall as far as setting up a meeting so that we can all meet together. What was the first day we closed the park?
It was when I was in Florida, so December.
That's Saturday, yes.
Yeah, January 2nd.
Okay, I definitely don't think it ought to open again until February the 1st. That's my opinion. I think we need to keep it closed for a month. See if things cool down. That's
Park, or you talking?
the basketball courts. The basketball courts. I think they need to be.
Open the park right away.
Yeah, the park can be open, but that's my personal opinion that we keep it closed until February the 1st, and then we start our plan. And before then, we should be able to have time to have a meeting with everybody, and maybe we can come up with some other things that we want to do.
And subsequent to that, Mayor, that will also give the chief and I time to finalize the vendor for the surveillance over at the park and identifying the different areas. It was our goal to have those surveillance cameras put up. But as Councilman Wise knows, nothing comes easy. And so we found out some different electrical things that we need to do to get the cameras working, all of that.
Yeah, we need time for that, definitely. We don't want to open back up until we have those cameras in place and until we have input from our residents that live around that park, not just where they have to come to a podium, but where we can all get in a room and talk together and think about what we're going to do. Because, you know, living across from that park, you got to feel safe. And I just think, you know, we can't keep having these kind of things happen. We can't. It just can't keep going on. That's a residential area. I live in that area myself. I'm not right by the park, but it's a residential area, and you just can't have those things going on. That's all there is to it. I hate to see it close, but, you know, we're going to do our best we can to make it safe for the people that want to play and do what they're supposed to, and the people that live around the park. That's our goal. And the rest of those people, they just need to find somewhere else to go, period.
Mayor
If they don't, then we'll have somebody down there that can take care of the situation.
Mayor Day.
Yeah.
Would that include tennis courts? Closed as well? They remain closed, the basketball courts?
I say close the whole thing till February the 1st. That's my opinion.
No, that's fine. And also, so does that mean Chief Henderson can begin to implement the patrol prior to that?
Well,
Or you want to wait until that?
that's something the chief can decide, but, and you know, we've got to get those cameras in place. That's something sort of that needs to be decided administratively in-house, but officially, I think we need to keep the park closed the basketball and tennis courts closed till February the 1st.
And during this time, we'll utilize this time to do some TLC with all of those facilities over there, including Lee Street Park, the bathrooms, the tennis courts, the basketball courts, things of that nature. And that'll also allow us time to mail out to each of the residents in an area, whatever the date is going to be for this meeting, to discuss and address some of their concerns, as well as find a way or some ambassadors to help us meet with some of the individuals that actually utilize the park.
Right.
And that's what I was going to ask, Mayor, if it'd be possible once you set a date, maybe to post something. Because I know guys.
I think it'd be a good idea, yeah.
Post something at the basketball court.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, do it on Facebook, do it at the basketball courts, yeah.
Yeah, because as I go walking by, I see them coming.
Yeah, I think so. Definitely.
I do have the name of one of the gentlemen that plays there every Sunday morning, and he's in constant contact with the other players, so I can give you that information.
Everybody's like him. We wouldn't be here talking about it. It's just those other
Mayor.
animals.
The ability to close the park for whatever reason, emergency, whatever, I think we don't have anything in place. I think it needs to be an executive decision, between police chief, mayor, city, and city manager. If we don't have that in place, maybe it's something we need to write up.
I don't think it's nothing we need to write up. I think hearing it, sounding it in this meeting will make it a part of the forever record.
Right.
Okay.
We're not going to do it arbitrarily, but there's times whenever, if something happens, even if it's in the park and not on the basketball courts, that we may have to,
Disaster.
yeah,
I mean, anything
right.
can happen.
Anything could happen. Yeah, anything could happen.
And the decision in regard to that charter, that's another agenda item we'll put down.
The what?
Charter.
The one that you said, it says it stays open to 11
Oh,
o'clock.
it's actually in our code of ordinances, but it says that the park stays open until 11 unless it's posted differently.
Okay, perfect.
And the other thing, Mayor, perhaps it's time for us to decide, do we want any of our public parks during daylight savings time? Do we want any of our public parks open after dark?
No, I don't think so.
I've been to a lot of parks that say dawn to dusk, and that kind of,
And perhaps that's the easiest way to clarify it.
It probably is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll bring that text before you for our meeting next month.
thank you.